Hey, how's it going, everybody? Newcastle Ninja here, and what I have for you today is the TwoSun TS248. And this is quite a beautiful knife. It really is. We're looking at titanium scales, and that's on both sides, along with the clip. And this is D2. Now, you may find this version with other colors besides the gray titanium. They could be anodized depending on where you look or where you might find it, whether it be eBay, Amazon, or even White Mountain Knives, which if you use my code, you can get 10% off of it. White Mountain has this for $74.99. With that 10% discount, you can get it for $67.48. So for the quality of this knife and all that you're getting, the excellent craftsmanship and materials, it's a pretty great deal. So I'll go you a little further into this here. They've got a really beautiful satin grind on this. And as you can see, it does come off more or less like a dagger. But this has got a great belly of an edge for a lot of utilitarian purposes, for everyday tasks. Great jimping. It's just sharp enough to really lock your thumb right into position. And of course, you got the flipper tab there to do just the same for a stopping point for your index to catch right underneath, and you're just locked right in. And this is a beauty. I really like it, even more than I thought I would, and it's really, really just super comfortable too. Extremely surprised about the ergonomics of this one because generally I don't really have too many that come down to a taper like so, but the way that just locks right in, and as neutral as that is and as contoured as the scales are, it's just really nice. And also they've got this really fine milling in there. Now on some of their other models, like say the Cobra, you can see that the milling is actually going in the opposite direction and it's a little more pronounced. But really, this is just fine to really just get a decent grip on it. And just give you over the specs here. Overall, we're looking at 8.5 inches. So, yeah, it just goes all the way across. The blade is actually 3 7/8 long, but the cutting edge, as you can see, is 3.5. The blade thickness is 0.150 inches, and the width is inch and a quarter all day. And that is really, really something because aside from this being, I guess, primarily designed as more of a defensive type alternative for this knife, again, it is great for cutting tasks in general because of the belly of that blade. And that point is just, whew, it's screaming sharp, along with the rest of the edge, because TwoSun really does exceed in that department when it comes to sharpening. And as you can see right here, yeah, it's pretty relatively, it comes to that nice thickness right there in the spine. But man, what a sharp taper down. And on this side, even though it is not sharpened, it's just tapered enough to allow for great penetrating into whatever you're stabbing into. And it's quite a wide gash to go into as well. So yeah, this is really a beauty. It is only right side tip up carry on this here. Hardware is all T8s for your Torx screws, which is nice for taking it apart. And yeah, this is a frame lock, and you got great lockup on it too. But again, this one exceeds in thrusting and of course slashing, but again, you're right there. That flipper tab is not getting away from being all the way down for if you have to do some draw cutting or whatever you want to do with it. But man, it is pretty awesome. Even reverse grip, and you got that nice way that the end there just goes straight up like that. And what's really nice also for kind of like an extra texture and beautiful design is these 10Xs that are also milled into this backspacer. So it's a beauty. And of course you got a lanyard hole. But yeah, this is a fine made knife. And I do like to cruise White Mountains sometimes to see those deals that you can get for TwoSuns, because they do have them. Sometimes you just got to wait a little bit, put your name in to see about getting notified if there is something that you see that they don't got. But that's all part of it. It's better than trying to battle it out sometimes on eBay, because I've been down that road many a time when before White Mountain was really the option that I knew about for TwoSun. But yeah, there's also, of course, Amazon. You can get that. And I gotta say, Max, you do some outstanding work, friend. And Max is from the Ukraine, I believe. So there you go. There's some support there. And yeah, he's a tremendous designer of great knives. And I've got quite a few of his in my collection. And I gotta say, he nailed it with this one. And yeah, he got that ball bearing action. And really doesn't take up too much real estate in the pocket. Pocket clip goes in and out just nicely. Got enough spring in there. Doesn't get in the way of this this frame lock. And yeah, it just goes really nice in and out of the pocket just fine. And although it is one screw, I do believe that they do a little bit of an indent in there, so you're not going to worry about doing the old side to side, which some single screw pocket clips tend to do. So just to give you some comparable options, I got a little chart here I wanted to show you here. And starting off, we got the Rat 1. And with the Rat 1, this is a 3 1/4 inch cutting edge, but it's only an inch of a inch wide. So with that, let's see if I can do this. And that's to the cutting edge. That's what you get with cutting with so. And of course, also designed relatively like a Dagger is the Holdout 2. And that is this cold steel knife here. And of course, its nice option also is half of it has that beveled edge. So it's kind of, or that false edge, I should say. And we're talking a 3 1/2 inch blade with 1.1 inch. And let's see how that goes. I'm doing that right to the point. So again, you have that wide part there that kind of stops as things go there. So it is nice to go through because it does have that false edge, but not as easily, I would say, something that has the dual like the 248. So, all right. Moving on, I got the counterpoint 1. And that is this guy here in the push dagger department. Or I'm sorry, this is the safe maker. And that's the holdout. I did that backwards. So the counterpoint is the 1 inch, as you can see with that. This is the holdout 2. And the holdout 2 has got the 3 1/2 inch. And this is an older model for cold steel, but I think they just came and brought it back with AUS 10. So 3 1/2 inch and 1/8. Let's see how that goes. So there's that. So again, this one goes in, but of course it has that flat edge. So it's not as safe forgiving as something with dual. Now with the safe maker. And that's this guy. And it is primary detail with a 2 1/8 inch blade. It's got 1 3/16 inches for width to the cutting edge. So yeah, that one there, as you can see, it comes to a flat point with the edge here, but still with it both being, this is a dual edge. So you can see the damage done with that. And lastly, for comparison, I had to bring out the Dagger, and that is this Russian D2 knife here, and they're really nice quality, I gotta say. And this really compares most with the 248 for size and width, because this does also have a 3.5-inch blade, and it's got the same exact 1.25 inch for width. However, this one has the flat edge, whereas the 248 does not. So let's see how that compares. And it just goes all the way in, don't it? So, last but not least, the 248. And this is my first time doing any of this here, so see how it goes. But man, that really thwacks right out. And we'll see. Yeah, that was nothing. Look at that. Do a little closer right here. It really seems to have a whiter type with that that centerpiece being there, and yep, it's for the safe maker. Look at that. It's just, and it goes in and out like nothing. But you know what? It's also cool with a knife like this. If you do go in and you twist, you got a lot of damage going. So yeah, there you go. That's that. And this really just goes in and out like a laser. It's just what it was designed for, among other things. And there you go. It's probably the longest video I've had yet. 12 minutes. I'm usually under 10. I'm sorry about that. If you like them short and sweet, I'll try to get to that. But I felt this demonstration was something that you'd like to see. So if there's any other things that you'd like to see, and any recommendations or comments that you want to give, feel free. And please like and subscribe, because I'm doing this for you and out of my boredom. This is my own personal collection. I buy all these, but I do have it so that you can at least get the discount if you want to make use of that. So with that, I'm going to give you one last look-see of this beauty. And man, the grinds on this are really, really nice. And I'm not a big Dagger guy, to be honest with you. But this one here, because it is, of course, a pocket knife and not something I have to have on my hip or in a sheath, and it's so sleek and fast and pretty light. I mean, it's only 4.3 ounce, 37 ounces, and it's an 8.5-inch knife. So with that size and that razor sharpness and that dual usage, this is really, really definitely worth looking into, and especially at that affordable price and the quality that you're getting. And there you go. So hopefully you liked the video. Let me know how you did, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.